This is the Iowa Weather Report for Thursday, July 16th, 2015. And now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Ridge is still holding tough across the south, main jet stream across the north, and we're going to have a system moving through today with some showers and thunderstorms. There's going to be a lot of cloudiness around early off in the day, so that could keep readings, especially in our northern and eastern counties, down into the 70s, while the western and southern counties may see some sunshine in the afternoon with highs in the 80s. We could see some redevelopment in the eastern counties during the afternoon and evening hours before it finally pulls off to the east on Friday. You can see even here on Friday the GFS still has a slight chance of a shower or storm. It looks to be mainly dry and sunny and hot. Highs 80s and 90s. The humidity is back up again with dew points in the 70s. So heat indices again will be well over 100 in many areas. So that means you're going to have to take it easy if you are outside. But here on Saturday, looks to be dry but hot, humid, highs in the 80s and 90s. Sometime Saturday into Sunday, there will be a system that will come through that may bring us a little bit of rain around. It's also going to cool the temperatures off as we move into early next week. And you can see that here on Monday. That system is now off to our east. Temperatures have dropped back into the lower and middle 80s. Dew points are back down at that point back into at least the 60s. So it will feel a lot better than it will on Friday and Saturday. And then as we move toward Tuesday, you can see it's still fairly dry, fairly decent, highs in the 80s, for the most part, lower and middle 80s, dew points mainly in the 60s, so it's not going to feel too bad, mainly sunny skies around. Wednesday, however, there's a little bit of a system that might come through that could bring us a shower or a storm. Looks to be right about this point a 20 to 30% crack. Not everybody will see rain, but we're going to introduce the chance nevertheless. By next Thursday, though, you can pretty much see that ridge is still in the south. The main jet stream is still near the U.S.-Canadian border. Ridge is centered somewhere around the Arklatex region. Storm moving into the north and west, kind of bringing in a trough axis over there. But as you can see, pretty much storms across the north. Some afternoon convection with air mass storms across the east and south, and some monsoonal flow over the west, but no real big-time weather pattern or weather systems at that point. Going into the extended period on the 27th, that ridge is getting stronger. Still pretty much over the mid-south through the southern and central plain states. We're still on the extreme northern periphery of this, so we still could get some systems coming through. You can see one complex moving away from the state, another moving in. It's going to depend on if this ridge is a little further north, that could take the rain completely out of the state. If it's further south, that could bring more rain into the state. That's why it's the extended period and things can still change. The end of the month and end of the period on July 31st, that ridge is still there, pretty much across the middle Mississippi River Valley. Main jet stream is still off to our north. In fact, it's a little bit further north than on the 27th. And that means the shower and thunderstorm chances are going to dwindle a little bit toward the end of the month. Temperatures, if this is to be right, would likely be well into the 80s and 90s, and heat indices probably at or above 100 if this is correct. Satellite image from last evening, though, shows pretty much you can see where the ridge is, Oklahoma, Texas. Nothing is going on there. Ring of fire, the monsoonal flow up into the plain states, showers and thunderstorms, and across the south with a kind of a backdoor cold front in that area. And you can kind of see the backdoor cold front with this heat advisory across the south from about Memphis to Birmingham, south and west. Flash flood watch across Iowa into northern Missouri, and pretty much quiet across the rest of the country at this point, which is a little bit odd. But the QPF chart, this doesn't look very quiet. This is rainfall through Monday evening at 7 o'clock, showing rainfall amounts could be in excess of 2 to 3 inches, but these will be in very isolated locations. Most places will get at least a half to maybe 1 inch.